What's going on, everybody? Welcome and thank you for joining us for anything and everything rock and roll. Of course, with a little bit of ADD. I'm Zach.
I'm TJ.
And I'm Robin.
And you're listening to Rock Detention.
I don't feel tardy.
What's up, gentlemen?
Oh, another lovely Tuesday.
Always. And before we get started, I don't know if y'all noticed the homage to Mr. Eddie Van Halen at the beginning. Happy birthday, Eddie. You are greatly missed down here. Thank you so much for all you do.
Happy birthday, Mr. Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, EVH. I miss his shoes. I used to get his shoes all the time with his print, like the Bumblebee print. The white
Really?
and black.
Does what's it called? Converse make those?
They were a Converse type, but I don't know who he went through. But it was like 5150 brand. And the last time I tried to buy them, there was like a sale, but it was like, yeah, it'd be size 16 or size 3. And I was like, well, I am neither of those.
That's how I feel with a lot of brands.
Oh.
Because I have a huge foot, and yeah. But if you're a size 22, they definitely got those. Wait, I got it. Ready? How'd that sound?
That sounded good.
Yeah, that sounded good.
Thank you, HEB Sparkling Water. I do love you.
Ooh.
And Waterloo.
Not to fight, but bubbly tonight, boys.
Ah, yes, the Bublé.
But what, dude? You know, Bublé's doing a
Commercial for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
that makes
he's
sense.
been kind of the poster boy for them for a few months now, and all the commercials are the same thing. Michael, it's bubbly, not Bublé. They're always correcting him.
They should just rename it Bublé.
Maybe.
Side note before I forget, boys, I watched the Bee Gees documentary last night.
Yes.
I need to watch
Fantastic. Fantastic.
I need to watch that. Isn't Barry
Just
Gibb
throw it out
coming?
there.
Is it Barry Gibb? Is he the only one that's still alive?
I believe so, yeah.
I think he's coming out with a new album.
He had some flow. Like, his hair. Like, I might get my hair cut like him.
Dude, they were rad.
Yeah.
They were.
I got to watch like the first part of the documentary, but I definitely saw like the last 30 or 40 minutes of it. It was fantastic.
I didn't realize they were like kind of like the Beatles, like that, just like that sound right away. And they kind of disappeared, and then it was like disco, and like, dude, they wrote some hits, man. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care who you are.
Yeah. Have you all heard
awesome.
the Bee Gees AC/DC mashup?
No, but I bet that's incredible.
Oh, it's pretty fun.
Wait a minute. Did you say?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're wearing an AC/DC shirt.
Yeah, I'm that cool, man.
You're always that
I
cool.
don't. It's still. So last time I wore this was at the beach, and it's. I guess I forgot to wash it because it still smells like sunscreen and sand.
It's like my my dry shampoo, toasted coconut. Probably smells like that.
Like sunscreen and sand?
Yeah.
This podcast brought to you by Sunscreen and Sand. Sand, it's everywhere. Get used to it.
If Beach Babe Dry Shampoo wants to sponsor us, I'm in.
See, dude, I haven't done enough research. I don't know if dry shampoo is even good for us.
I doubt it is, but my hair's still flowing pretty good, and I smell good on top of it. So, for now,
that's awesome.
for the time being, like if I hit the 40s, I'll be like, Zach, I made a mistake. That sponsorship was a bad deal, man.
Dude, I'm just playing it safe, dude. I want to keep what I got for as long as I can. So I am very picky about what touches it. No heat, and no crazy chicks with scissors. No.
Some good rules.
Those are rules to live by. No heat, no chicks with crazy, no crazy chicks with scissors.
Crazy scissors.
No chicks with crazy scissors. Do y'all remember crazy scissors? Or like, I think they were called that. The ones that like you got as kids, and they had, instead of being just a straight line, it was like a pattern it would cut.
Yes,
yeah.
I do. Never had any, but I've seen them.
I never had any, but I remember the school always had them.
Yeah, I never, like, at the time I was like, that's really cool, but I don't get the point of them now, kind of.
Well, and then
kids.
The girl who cuts my hair, she has some crazy scissors that I don't know what they're called, but they're kind of like crazy. They're jagged, and so it's for layering or texturing. I don't know, but it doesn't just cut straight across. I don't know. It's neat. It's adult crazy scissors, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, guys, we have a guest tonight.
Don't we have a guest? We didn't think about her, right?
Well, we do, and I'm very excited to have her on tonight. I'm very interested to get different perspectives of things, you know, because she's seen the music industry from multiple angles, and I'm really curious to get her thoughts and insight on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Know what I'm saying?
Golly. All right. Well, anyway, I wrote a really badass intro, so I'm going to go ahead and do it, right? Here we go.
Off to a great start. You want me to take over?
I put a joke in there. And that's why I'm laughing, because the joke's so good. Are you ready? I'm sorry. Folks. Robin, stop laughing. Stop laughing. Here we go.
Come on, Zach, stop laughing.
All right, man, here we go. Folks, talk about Jill of all trades. See what I did there instead of Jack of all trades? Robin, you know it's funny.
You said it last night,
Anyway.
too.
Oh, did I say that last night? Oh, shucks. I thought it was new. Anyway, folks, she's a music enthusiast, an artist advocate, always having her people's backs, marketing, social media, PR, all the way from Helena, Montana. Please welcome my dear friend, Meghan Perea. What's going on, Meghan?
How's it going?
Well, you know, before I messed up your amazing intro that I wrote, it was going pretty great. How are you?
It's going awesome. Jill of all trades.
Did
I
you
haven't
like
heard
that?
it before, so I liked it.
Oh, thanks. See, she always has her people's backs, which is something that I like about her.
How you guys doing?
Always good. How are you doing?
Awesome.
We like that.
It's freezing.
You're back up in Montana, right?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like 10 degrees out, something like that.
That is.
We got
Did you
11.
say-
We got 11 here.
It is in the great
And that's
state of Texas.
Fahrenheit.
It's 59
Fahrenheit.
degrees where we are. Where Zach and
Fahrenheit,
I are.
not Celsius.
59. That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's a little chilly, but I guess 10 degrees is a little bit different.
I think that's
Wow.
what it is. I don't know. That's what it was at 4 a.m. this morning. So I feel like I've been chilled since then.
What were you doing up at 4 a.m. this morning?
I was working. I work at the
Working?
airport.
Working at the airport. Okay. Well, you know what? That's a great segue, because before we got started, I wanted to what's your past? Because obviously we're going to get to what you're working on now in the music industry. So I like people to know, where did you start? You know, what's your thing?
Who
Yeah.
are you?
Who am I? I'm working on figuring that out. No.
Same.
Yeah, so I went to college in Wyoming for marketing and psychology, and while I was there, like, my favorite thing about college was being a part of the concerts teams. And so we would bring in really big artists and different local artists or bigger artists like Jason Derulo and stuff like that, and do all the marketing and write all the contracts for it. So I went to college for a degree, but that's actually what I came out with, is like, oh, this is what I want to do. This is how I channel my love for music and people into career. So I've been working on figuring that out.
I did not know that you did that in college.
Yeah.
I knew you were marketing and psychology, because every time we talk, you're telling me, everything that's wrong with me. Thank you. What college has a concert team? I mean, have you ever heard that, Rob?
Most colleges.
What?
I've never heard.
I've
that.
never heard of that in my life.
They may
not
call it different things, but
That's
colleges always have some sort of a events, like council board team, so because they're always doing stuff like that.
Okay. Thanks for having my back, TJ. I appreciate it.
I'm good. I would have changed my major right then and there.
Yeah. I didn't even think that was saying. Okay, so you went to school for nothing to do with the music industry, and now you're finding your way into the music industry. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yeah, I just bartended and booked local bands and stuff, and then figured out how to do it in college and learned more of the business aspect of it. And when I left, I've just been diving into it ever since.
That's what's up. Okay, so how we know each other is through one of the bands that you are working with now, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So those of you who have been following the show for a while, one of our first guests, second guest to be exact, was Ryan Hayes of Righteous Vendetta, rockin' metal band. And this is his lovely girlfriend, and that's how we all know each other. And she has been working with him. Now, what are you doing with Righteous Vendetta?
Well, right now I'm waiting for them to release new music.
Is there a record in the making?
There's some stuff in the making.
Okay. See, I didn't even know this.
You heard it first here.
There's some stuff in the making. Yeah.
Hashtag rapt attention, folks. Subscribe.
But yeah, they've been working for, well, I mean, just like everybody, this year was kind of shut down and they had to revamp a little bit. They've got babies on the way and family stuff that they've been dealing with in writing. So yeah, I've just been trying to help them stay connected with their fans and whatnot.
So on the marketing side, are you with socials right now?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, right on. Cool.
Yeah.
You know, Robin, did you meet Meghan when she was here for ACL?
No, I actually met. So I met her and Ryan at the same time when we had that game night, that Zoom call game night with a bunch of us, and we played.
That's right.
Jackbox games. So yeah, that was a that was a fun. I think we were all pretty drunk by the end of that.
That's when quarantine and FaceTime meetings were still fun.
Yeah, because I think that was only like maybe 4 months into all of this.
Was it that far?
Maybe it may have been less.
I feel like I gave up on Zoom Hangouts like a month in.
I was gonna say, yeah, like a month in. Like, yeah, like it was like the first couple weeks, like, okay, this isn't so bad, guys. We'll get through this. And then it's a year later, like, no.
I had to schedule my first Zoom meeting like recently, and I've always been just invited by someone else to join their meeting, and so I had to schedule one for the first time. I didn't know that Zoom had a 40-minute time limit if you weren't paying for it. And so I'm in the middle of this songwriting session, and the thing just goes, well, you're done. If you want more time, pay for it. I was like, shit.
Surprise.
Surprise, you have 40 minutes, and it's up.
That happened with me at work, too. I was like, I scheduled a meeting with somebody, and then I was like, nope, bye. See you later.
The Zoom meeting's like, we're done.
That is a great way to get out of an awkward date or something. Let's say your first date is on a Zoom meeting. And at the 40-minute mark, you're like, how the hell do I get out of this? Well, sorry, I don't have Zoom Pro. Nice to meet you.
You just better hope they don't ask, hey, you have Pro, right? Like, oh, no.
Yeah, with my luck, they work for, Dell and have a Pro account.
Don't worry, I got Pro. I'll get you an account. Like, oh, no.
No, actually. My battery's about to die.
Yeah, that's what my parents always do. It's like, hey, if you need to, use a meeting or create a meeting, you can use our account. And I'm like, I'll just let someone else do it. Like, I don't want to deal with it. I'm good. So.
All right.
So Megan, you have been with Ryan for how long now?
Like over 3 years.
Did you, when you guys, I'm assuming that when you first started dating, you weren't immediately like doing anything with the band. You were just dating. That's it.
I wasn't. I actually had no idea who Righteous Vendetta was when I met him.
Same. I did not know who Righteous Vendetta was when I met him.
Hey, that makes 3 of us now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but they rock.
I met him
now.
in the back of.
I was gonna say this is going somewhere. In the back of.
In the back of where?
Oh no.
Greatest rock club in Las Vegas, Vamps.
Oh. So when did you start taking on more of a helpful business-esque role with Righteous? Did it start with Righteous and then move to other things, or was it kind of other things and then it moved into Righteous?
It was kind of with Righteous. Yeah, I didn't really start doing anything as far as official business with them for quite a while. Their guitar player's wife, she's a freaking rock star, and she helped manage them forever. So they had that, and I just used to, I was like the ultimate groupie because I would just fly to their shows every week. Um, literally, because I worked for the airline. So I would like come home and work for 2 days and then go fly to a show in Florida for 12 hours and then fly home and then like fly to another show.
That is awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's like every musician's dream. Like, find a girl that supports you that much.
That's just my dream, to go to shows for 12 hours and come home. That sounds fantastic.
You got to fly anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Now
TJ has the same dream as groupies, is what you're saying.
Kind of. A little bit.
It's a good life, honestly.
Agree.
No, but it wasn't until way later that I started helping Ryan out with that officially. I don't know. I joke with Ryan that I'm like, I like counsel a lot of them sometimes. I feel like I have a really good relationship with everyone in the band. And so I love to talk to them about like different perspectives on things, or Ryan's like any front man, you know, he can have a head, and every musician has a way of doing stuff. And so I like to cool the temperature of the room a little bit, or I try to anyways, and just add that perspective. So that's kind of how I first started really being more involved in it, because at first I didn't want to do any of it. So I was like, let's just keep it a relationship, and you're already really good at the business. So, which she still is, but
I mean, it can I have watched many a relationship deteriorate once they start actually working together in a business
That's a great
sense.
thing to say, Robin. What are you saying, Robin?
No, I'm saying like that because I was going to lead into that. My parents have both work in the music industry. They run a booking agency and a record company together, and they've been doing it for 27 years. So I have also seen the other side where it works, and so you know, it's good to see another relationship that's actually working, and you guys are really supportive of each other. So, you know, that's all I was saying.
It's a beautiful thing, is what he's saying.
It's awesome. Yeah, I think that especially artists that don't, I mean, I don't know how much listeners know, but they're not on the label anymore and don't really have a manager right now. And so I think that stuff as simple as like posting on socials, that's super draining. Like, it takes your creativity out of it. Like, no one wants to think about how the next filter on your picture looks while they're trying to write music. So
amen. Doing it all by yourself is
the worst.
It's draining.
It's the worst. It sucks.
I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I've been doing the 365 posts to TJ this year. I'm not even a month in. I'm like, this is stupid. I am drained. I'm burnt out. One post a day. Within 24 hours every day, I'm burnt out posting, or not even through January.
Yeah, dude. I have enough trouble keeping up with my own social media, much less I can't imagine like running it for somebody else as well. So it's I know why people make so much money doing it.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Well, and what's really funny to me is that with like the social media thing, they've really like Facebook has taken steps to really kind of simplify it for you. So you can, if you wanted to be really organized, like you can log on the first of the month and make all of your posts for the month if you wanted to, and just schedule all your posts out. And then you don't have to think about it for a month. And just me thinking about just doing that, I'm just worn out. I'm like, I don't want to think about that. Like, ugh.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Like, no thanks.
Yeah.
See, I love the sound of that. I'm like, yes, that sounds just like so much stress relief, because there's nothing worse than like, oh shit, I haven't posted in a week. I better put something good up. And then it takes you 5 hours to write a caption, and no one cares. So it's like,
I feel you. Well, I don't want to, as much as I love Ryan, I do have one more like relationship type of question, and then I want to move on to the next topics. But let me make sure I say this right. So hold, please. Okay, so this is like a multi, like it's 3 questions to just get it into one. But you know, would you say dating a musician is different? Would you say it takes a certain type of person to date a musician? You know, especially with you coming from a not music industry job, and let's pretend you're like back in the day before you got involved in music. What are your thoughts on musician dating? Do you think it takes a special type of person?
Yes, I think it takes a special type of person, and I also think it takes the musician reaching a certain mindset before they can have like a successful long-term relationship. Because growing into like yourself as just an adult is difficult for anybody, and then also as an artist or as someone that's in the spotlight or has different things being thrown in their face and types of attention all the time. It's really hard to know like what's real and what you can trust and what you even want. So being on the receiving end of the growth of that is really difficult. It takes a really patient person, I think.
Yes, I agree.
Super worth it, but difficult.
God bless all the women out there and men who are dating women musicians, or whoever you date. What am I trying to get at here? You know, my mom is a nurse, and me and my dad are musicians. You know, so God bless all of y'all for putting up with musicians is what I'm getting at. Wonderful.
Zach, can
Thanks,
I jump back for 1 second? Because I just realized you never finished telling us what you actually do at the airport. You just said I work at the airport, and then we kind of went off. So I'm actually curious as to what you do at the airport.
I wish I flew the planes. I work on the ground, so I work customer service, but mostly I work on the ramp. So I like throw the luggage and de-ice the planes and work in the cold, which is why 10 degrees is not my favorite. But
yeah, wow.
Wait, so you're like physically lifting?
Yeah.
You're on
they're on the suitcases.
Yeah.
But the thing, the thing that like I'd rather throw the suitcases, but man, spraying the plane down, that just makes me even colder just thinking about that.
Do you get to go on one of those like cool little like I don't know, like
forklifts?
Carts and like I don't know, but there's like a little cabin, like whatever. It's got like
there's like probably like a professional construction name for that. I don't know. It's a truck with a bucket and it raises up and down.
Yeah. It looks like somewhat of like
the boom is what it's called. But
I did a tour with the Michael. No, Jackson. This was with the Rock of Ages show, and I remember our plane was grounded for a little bit longer because they had to de-ice it, and it was the first time I'd ever seen that. And being in the plane and watching them straight with the foam, I thought that was the coolest thing. But I guess that's pretty normal in cold places.
It is, yeah. It's kind of fun though. It makes you feel like a firefighter for a second, like a ice fighter.
Wait, you've done it?
That's what she does.
What I do. Yeah.
What? You've sprayed the planes down?
Yes.
I thought you were a luggager. So
she's done both.
Sorry.
The Jill awesome. Of all trades.
Yeah, she's literally a Jill of all trades.
Wow.
Jill of all trades, master of none, but better at Jill of all trades than master of one. That's the whole quote. It's just jack of all trades, master of none, but better at jack of all
Robin,
trades.
We lost you, Robin. I can't hear you, Robin.
All right. So I was reading Suthan's. We were talking about something a few weeks ago, and you had mentioned something about in-between musicians, and I was just, what is an in-between musician? I want to talk about that because you made a big point about wanting to you wanted that conversation to come up more. As people talk about the in-between musicians. So what do you mean by in-between musicians?
Yeah, so in between musicians, I mean like you're not I don't even want to say like the Taylor Swift or like Justin Bieber, because that's even too big almost. That's like an ultra star, you know. But if you're not like Shine Down or something like that, and you're not the band that's traveling around your local home state just booking those shows, right?
Sure.
You've got a really big following and you go on some pretty big tours and you're like just right there. It's almost like a glass ceiling of an artist.
Sure.
And I feel like there is just a massive amount of talent that gets stuck right there.
Sure.
But beyond that, you have, I think it's a really hard mentality to be in, because that's where the grind really comes in for the bands, obviously, because they're just continuously hitting that wall, whether it's empty promises from labels or singing their hearts out every night and having 10 people show up, even though a week ago, 2 months ago, they had a huge festival or whatever, so like you're really still like, a lot of people know you, but a lot of people don't. And I think that there's just really not a lot of conversations about it, which is a problem for a couple of reasons. One, your support system doesn't have anyone to talk to. So it's really hard to know how much to push those artists,
Sure.
and how to support them best. Like, when do you say just keep going, you're almost there, or when do you say like, oh, I think maybe we should do something else, And I think it's a mindset that creates a lot of hardship for both the artists and their support systems.
Sure.
And I don't know how to find those people.
Right on. Man, I feel like there's so many great in between musicians.
Yeah.
And it's a weird limbo,
It's a super weird limbo, and it's I think labels specifically, or management and stuff, they have really big ideas for these bands, but then there's always, like the bigger person sucking up more of the money, or you've got to put in $1 bajillion of your own money to get where you want to go, and people start buying their way in, and that's just a disservice to music lovers and artists everywhere.
Are you referring to like buy on bands?
Yeah, buy on bands,
tours?
or buy on families, stuff like that.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't have an opinion. But I imagine if I had all the money in the world and I had a band that just wasn't taking off, but I just wanted to play, like I'd buy on. If I had all the money in the world, didn't care. Hello.
Sorry, I
Use
live
it the
downtown.
NASCAR track. You get the NASCAR?
Yeah. I live downtown, so sometimes I get traffic.
Downtown. Are you from the north? She's from the north. But anyway, I guess if money's no issue, hell yeah, man. I've got a buddy who's got a band, awesome band, and he's becoming a doctor as we speak, and I'm like, but dude, don't you want to like pursue music? And he said, bro, I'm gonna make in like 400 grand in 10 years. I'll buy onto whatever tour I want. Touche.
Yeah.
Fun coupons.
Yeah, I think that's really a disservice to themselves, honestly, though, because your grassroots following is what supports you forever. They're the ones that are going to buy all your merch. They're going to buy all your CDs and stream it all day. They're like the diehards, They're going to tell their friends and their sisters and their person they meet on the street, and that's going to take you way further than like, oh, that was a pretty cool band. Let's watch the band we came for. So
I absolutely agree with everything you just said. I don't want to come off as some sellout. No, I'm just saying that I can see both sides of the fence.
Oh, for sure.
But absolutely, grassroots, your diehard fans from day one, absolutely, that's always going to be better. But if you do have all the money in the world, why not go do an arena tour?
Well,
yeah,
I mean, like
heck yeah.
It could be a strategic thing too. I mean, I know of several artists that have, bought on to tours, and it's like pulled their career way up. And then I know other ones. I know the other ones that have bought onto the tour, and it's just like, yeah, we got about like, a month and a half into it, and we just realized we had like hemorrhaged money, and we weren't getting what we wanted out of this. So it's it's kind of weird, honestly. Like when I first heard about that, I was like, wait, you can just buy on to a tour? Like, well, that's just where's the hard work? Where's the all this? And it's like, yeah, there's assholes that don't do the hard work and then just have all the money and buy onto the tour, and then there's those that don't have all the money at first, do all the hard work, get to a certain point, get to this glass ceiling that you're talking about. And that's one way that they could potentially get through that glass ceiling is they buy on to some tour, and then they're in the right place at the right time, and it's just like boom, next level. But it's all a crapshoot anyways in the music industry. So yes, I'm saying there's a chance.
So you're okay.
I wasn't gonna steal your thunder, Boy.
So you're okay with buy-ons. Like you're on the same page with me, is what I said.
Yeah, basically, it depends on the situation. Like if
yeah,
it really does. I mean, it also depends. Like if Righteous Vendetta was to come into say they got an angel investor, and I mean these guys have released several albums. They're a phenomenal band. They've worked their asses off for as long as they have, and they get an angel investor, and they all of a sudden have a chance to like buy onto the Shinedown tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me as a business person, you weigh the ups and downs, the pros and cons to it, and it's like I wouldn't knock them at all for doing that, for buying onto that tour.
For sure, I think it's definitely situational, like you said. Like, I mean, that's kind of where talent buyers come in. Talent buyers, they're not going to the kid that is. I don't really like the term trust fund kid, but I'm like someone that has a lot of their own money, whether they worked for it or inherited, whatever it is. They're going to the ones where they've seen something in them, and that's an investment that they want to make, right? So someone else is investing in them.
Right.
Or yeah, if your dream is to go on a arena tour and you got the dough to make it happen, more power to you, I guess. But
I'm gonna get super. What's it called? Instance. What you just called it something, Robin? What's it called? Situational.
Yeah, situational. Yeah.
So like,
it's a big one.
I don't even like you. So let's say, all right. So that tour that got canceled, but it's fixing to happen eventually one day. The Motley Crue.
Oh yes. Poison, Motley Crue, Joan Jett,
yeah.
Def Leppard.
Yeah. Okay.
Still got tickets for it.
Let's just say we had an 80s metal band, all right? And we had an angel investor.
Yes. I would say
dang
absolutely.
Right, I'd pay whatever it was to be on that tour.
Yes.
All right. I just wanted to get situational for you for a second.
For a tour like that, I don't know if we could pay onto it. I mean, you'd have to pay a pretty large sum to get on a tour like that because they already have 4 bands, and they're 4 very mainstream known bands.
Bro, we'll be the opener for the opener.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that there may not even be time for that in that.
There's always time. There's time.
Bro,
they probably got clauses on clauses in those contracts saying no buy-ons allowed.
Yeah.
When the door opens, we start. Okay?
You dream. I'm not gonna step on your dream, man. If that's your dream, you dream it.
No, my dream is not to play walk-in at. I would. Shoot, why not? Dude, you know what? Were you in the band when we opened for Blue Man Group?
No. I wish.
Okay, well, so we played we opened up. We played for their VIPs. Like before the show, there was like a big banquet dinner and a meet and greet with the band and the Blue Men. Like 2 of them came out.
Were they dressed in blue or did they just come out normal?
I don't remember.
How do you not remember?
How do you not remember a blue guy?
I didn't meet them.
Oh,
you didn't see them just walking around?
Maybe they were out of costume. I don't know.
I'm gonna just paint my face blue next podcast. See if you notice.
Yeah.
Bro, this was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And
I literally. Do you realize that I only played in technicality 4 shows? Really, I played only 3, but technically I played 4. because we played back to back on one day. So
Okay.
yeah, I only played 3 or 4 shows with you. That's it. They were really cool. They were really big, but
So Megan,
I'm here.
so
They were blue. They maybe weren't. I don't know.
So tell us. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, so what's for the future? What's next in your journey? Are you still doing the airport stuff, or is that gonna be settling out soon? What's going on?
I will work at the airport for as long as I possibly can. So I'm not leaving the airport. I just work there part-time, so it's not too much of a time dedication. But I quit my full-time job actually, so I'll be done in 3 weeks.
What up?
Which obviously is scary for anyone, but I really loved my job, so that was a big step for me. And now I am just starting to hone in on more of how I want to take my love for music and the industry to the next level. Or I say that like, yeah, tomorrow I'll just be involved.
Everything's a process, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but I just wanted to jump, dive, headfirst into it and, focus all my energy into it. So
Sure. Are you working with any, obviously the Righteous Vendetta crowd, but is there any other artists or bands that you're working with that you can talk about right now?
yes. So I've been Ryan's managing Jonah Prill, who is a country artist and a TikTok fame, amazing country singer. So I was helping them do some of the marketing stuff for that. And then also Zach Goggins, who is the drummer of Righteous Vendetta. He started his own personal project, and I'm diving into work with him now too. So
Very cool. I did not know that. I knew about the Jonah stuff. Now, does Jonah have any songs coming out soon?
Jonah had some things coming out. Yes.
Okay.
All
right.
It's things.
he already has one song out, right?
Things.
He does. Yeah. So I can't tell you dates or how many, but there's some things and they're great.
Right on. Well, I love the team working with Jonah. Obviously Ryan and Justin. It's just the two of them, correct?
Yep.
Right on. Justin, phenomenal guy. Love him to death. Amazing guitar player, amazing producer. I'm really excited for that crowd, man.
Yeah, they are unreal. I can't wait for it. It's just getting better and better. So, and Jonah's really getting into his sound and stuff now, and that's been awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's such a sweetheart. I love that. You would expect he's got the typical, pretty boy. You wouldn't expect him to be as sweet as he is, and then you meet him, you're like, oh, you're a teddy bear.
100%, yes. Like I have girls messaging me, like my friends and stuff, or my cousins in California or whatever, and they're like, "Who is that? And is he nice? Or like what? Do you have his number?"
Dude, I'll tell you what. Not that I have a TikTok or anything. Yes, I do.
But you're kicked out.
Oh,
You're kicked
shameless self-promotion. Okay, keep going.
I do have a TikTok. But that's not why I'm saying that. But anyway, like there might be some really good looking people that pop up on my TikTok, and I'll tell you what, 4 out of 5 times when I like fall in love with a chick on TikTok, she follows Jonah, and I'm like, what is this? Seriously.
He hacked the system. None of us know how he does it. We're just like, what is?
Because there's no.
You just got 20,000 more followers.
There's no algorithm. There's no set algorithm like Instagram and Facebook.
There wasn't, but there is now.
Yeah.
When did they change it? Because
Robin's mind just got blown.
well, because I'm still getting like
Algorithms?
I downloaded TikTok for the first time about a month ago because I just finally got so curious about it. I was like, okay, I want to see what the hubbub about this app is, and even up to like a few days ago, that the For You feed makes absolutely no sense. I mean, Zach's commented on it several times when I send him videos. He's like, dude, your For You feed is so different than mine. And I get videos that don't make any sense to anything that I've liked. And so like that's why I'm like I'm curious. Like the algorithm of that app makes me very curious because Instagram and Facebook is just fucked in my opinion. I mean, it is so hard to break through.
And there goes our social media platform.
Oh my god, it's not going anywhere, guys.
Well, now we're not gonna have Zuckerberg on here.
Okay, cool. I'm fine with it.
Well, dude, look, the way TikTok knows what's put on your For You page is they look through your camera and they're looking into your eyes. And when they see how excited you get about something, even if you don't like it, they know.
I think
I'm joking.
They're just trying to give you what you want, you know?
Well,
is it the Winklevoss twins? We could have them on still. Robin hasn't ruined that one yet.
He probably
fuck
has
Bitcoin.
crap to say about that.
Yeah.
Fuck Bitcoin. Oh, there goes the Winklevoss twins.
My Bitcoin just went down.
Yeah, all the platforms definitely have their own. They are their own
Algorithms?
machines. Yeah.
I will say that TikTok is the only one that I've come across, and I say this now after looking through it for as long as I have now, and TikTok is the only one that seems to be the algorithm seems to be for the creator. Like it's truly a mix of everything. Like I'll come across someone that I've who's posted a video that I've liked. Like I never see Zach's ever. I never see his on my For You, but I've liked.
Maybe you should follow him.
4 or 5 of his videos.
Thanks.
He's the only one who I've got multiple video likes of. Everybody else is just one video. I'll be like, oh, that's funny, or that's really cool. But I never see his. And
okay, well, we need to get Robin into a TikTok crash course and how to use.
Well, it's just the algorithm is fast. All of that stuff is fascinating to me. I mean, TJ, you probably know more about all the IT stuff since that's actually kind of your job is IT. But
yeah, how does TikTok work, TJ?
I have not nerded out enough to get into it and go, guys, here's the source code I actually saw just now. And that's
Can you hack the Instagram source code, please? Because
wow, and now we're getting our Instagram taken down.
Yep.
They're listening for that stuff.
We're gonna be banned from everything.
And
okay, so you just said something that triggered a question for me. It's a 2-part question. First of all, and I don't need a super in-depth answer, but thoughts on Twitter? Go. I don't know why I'm holding my. That's very.
You want to keep track of the 2 parts. You got the first part and then
thoughts
the second.
on Twitter. For the most part, I don't think Twitter is an effective platform for artists.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Nope. I can't even really think of a good example of disproving myself. So.
Well, I've been bitter since Twitter since I couldn't get our handle, so I feel you. And then finally,
you've been bitter at Twitter.
I've been bitter at Twitter.
That's a good
Anyway,
rhyme.
is it safe to say that the big 4, and when I say big 4, I'm referring to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok now.
Okay.
Do you think they'll have full control forever, or do you foresee a new? I mean, what else is there? What as far as social media goes?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that are going to happen. One, Spotify is working on being a social media platform. That's my opinion anyways. That's not a fact.
Okay.
I can see.
But the way that they're setting up their entire platform, it seems like they're trying to go more into a social media thing. I also think that Spotify will become a record label soon.
Sure. Is it YouTube Music a record label?
Yes. Question. Well, probably not. Probably not in the technical terms.
Robin's on it. Don't worry.
I'm on it. Don't worry.
I don't know. I remember Gary V. Do you follow Gary V?
I do.
Vaynerchuk. I remember him. He was giving advice. It was a music talk, and someone he was talking about YouTube, and he was like, "It's the largest record label in the world." Maybe he was just making a point.
I don't know the details on that, but I do know. Sorry, Robin, go ahead.
No. I'm sorry. They're not a record label, so
okay.
That's an odd thing to say that they're the largest record label.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I misheard him. Sorry.
Maybe he said that they're the largest music distributor in the world, because I mean they're technically distributing videos and music throughout the entire world. I guess
Maybe.
you can classify it as that. I don't know.
Well, if you're listening to this and you work for
You
YouTube,
know the
please go
answer.
into the comments and let us know. And of course, be sure to smash that subscribe button.
So the thing that people forget about on YouTube is that it's a search engine. YouTube is actually a search engine. So people think of it as like a media platform, like Instagram, kind of like you can have your own profile and follow people and stuff, but it's actually considered a search engine. So like when you type something in, you're getting, the video with the most hits, but it's also the one that people have like recommended the most and got the most value out of. And then your suggested videos are related to topics that you've searched before and stuff, just like Google hits are. So
you just blew my mind a little bit because I've always considered YouTube like a place for videos, but really, you're absolutely right. It is a search engine where all of your inquiries or your results are just videos.
Right. Wow.
Well, thanks for being here. Take care.
That's my contribution. You're welcome.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I miss the old YouTube though. It's like what I've been searching lately. It's like, no, I've seen the newer videos. I want some of the old school. Like I used to go down the wormhole. So maybe it's a good thing because I used to be up to like 3 a.m. going, haven't heard this one before. Oh, I like this. What's next?
Yeah.
Isn't if you were to watch like all the videos on YouTube, it would take some ridiculous amount of time, like thousands of years in order to watch all the videos on YouTube or something.
I've done it twice already.
Okay. Wow.
Well, he did it at 1.5 speed. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Just go for your dreams. Good job.
Yeah, it was after I finished Netflix.
Good Lord.
Now I'm on to Hulu, and then I'll get after Amazon Prime after that or something. I don't know.
I had a question. I was just going through my list to make sure I didn't forget anything, and I did want to ask you. This is stepping back in the conversation. Where does your love for music and musicians, the empathy and compassion you have, especially for like the in-betweeners? That's what we call them, right? In-betweeners? Yeah, in between. Where does this come from? Wait, I didn't catch that. What was the joke?
She was. You said the in-between, and she went trademark.
Oh, I'll be damned. Dang, shoot, shucks. Here we go.
It's probably already taken. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, that could go way back. Music is just like my best friend, like music is always there for me, and I love all types of music, but one of my favorite things about it is getting to know the artists behind the songs, because I think of music as like a language, essentially. So when you learn to speak music, I feel like you're connecting with like people on a completely different level. And so you can feel that through live shows, and you can feel that through your headphones in, whatever mood you're in, or you can dance with someone and feel it together. But essentially it's like a language that's heard and felt to me. And I've always felt that way. So I, for as long as I can remember, dive like really deep into learning about artists and watching like documentaries and reading about where they came from and why they dove into music. And usually it's some kind of struggle that they overcame, and that was their outlet.
Sure.
So I love that. Like I love the connection that music brings to the world. And where I fell in love with it because of my psychology brain is I like to know like their mental evolution throughout that process, which you can hear as their albums grow and whatnot. So fast forward to now, my true passion behind what I'm hoping to do is advocate for the artists not to lose themselves in the process of things like record labels and social media posts, because they have such a great story, and it's so easy to get hung up on like the money or the look or what you're wearing. And I don't know, I just think that's kind of a bummer. Like I don't know, like the good old days, like that. I don't really want to say that because I think there's always been some level of that, but now it's just like in your face all the time.
Of course, it's who can be weirder than the next person.
Well,
Right.
I think one of the biggest problems that we have right now, just in, I'll say in music because I can speak intelligently to that, but I would be willing to say, just in art in general, is that it's. I think people have gotten too into the formula of it. And instead of just making art because they love to make art, they're concerned with, as you've said, the look, I don't have enough money to do this, or, I'm not talking to the right people. And Zach knows this about me. I'll complain all the time when I find, like, I come across someone on Instagram and it's all just like model pictures or, pictures of things that have nothing to do with music, but if you look at the top under their profile picture, it'll say musician/band. And I'm like, where's your product? Where's your music? And I get that we're the brand, the artist is the brand as well, but they're so concerned with all these other things because I think that as a business and as a society, we've told them this is what you need to be concerned with. Don't worry about, this, the art part of it. That's small. Focus on all of this stuff. If you've got the look, if you've got the vibe, if you've got the voice, if you've got the Instagram followers, then the art will come.
Mm-hmm.
So I very much agree. I think a lot of people lose themselves in that. So I know I struggle with it. I struggle with trying to keep myself from caring about that, even though I know I need to care about it a little bit. So.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to know, like where that line is too, as you grow in your music career. Like, how much do you need to sacrifice of yourself, and how open do you want to be about things? I mean, we're seeing lines drawn right now about people being too open about their beliefs as musicians, or, people showing too much of their family strife or something like that, or too little, or whatever it is. So we basically all have video cameras attached to every second of our life, which is awesome for a connection, but people are capitalizing on it that aren't us. So that aren't the musicians or, their families. And that's hard. They're selling your life. So
selling your life, and in many cases without you even knowing or getting your consent about it.
Right. And without giving you a chance to even really process it.
So.
Well, that was deep.
I was going to say, yeah. How do we follow up with that?
Well, we still have 16 minutes, so you better follow up with something.
I can talk about that all day, but
well, I think it's
we can lighten it up.
Well, I just think it's something that all of the consumers don't normally think about. I mean, one of my favorite things, and this is going to sound really, really weird, so bear with me because I'll explain it if it's not clear enough. One of my favorite things to do is if I know that an artist went through like a drug period, I love to listen to the before, during, and after and see how they grow as an artist. And people don't normally look that deep into it. I'm glad that you do, Megan. Because it affects the art in such a way. So today, if you pull that back out and you look at what's going on with artists today, it's not drugs per se. I mean, yeah, they're still there, they still permeate the business, but it's this social drug, I guess you could say, that this like I have to be seen, and so everything I do needs to be seen. Okay, well, if I'm not being seen, or if I take a month off, it's like I said earlier, if you don't post on a regular basis, the Instagram and Facebook algorithms just don't care about you. So if you only like for me, it kills my Instagram posts because I only post every maybe once or twice a month. I'm terrible at it because I see through it all. I would rather create art than create an Instagram post. But if you're trying to be an artist in this day and age, you have to do it. I applaud TJ for doing as many Instagram posts as you have, because you sit at the top of my feed. Every time you post, it comes up on the top of my Instagram feed. And so
Yeah, not for long. He's given up on that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, we'll see how long he keeps going. But
I gotta stick to my guns. 365, but I'm burnt out, man. I'm gonna need a lot of Celsius to get me through.
yeah,
hey, dude, if you want to get more likes, bro, just take that shirt off, all right?
show them tattoos off more.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about if I started showing my ass, if I get more followers. I don't know. I go to the
You
gym,
should-
so
It's a
You should
thought.
try it, man. Actually, that's for our OnlyFans page. You have to.
Yeah, we'll get the OnlyFans Rock Detention page. Great.
like a Steel Panther thong.
Sure.
Yes. Whatever.
A righteous vendetta. Kill two birds, one
Wait,
stone.
does Righteous Vendetta do underwear?
No, they did, like, at one time. There was like, I think they were like boy shorts for girls though, but like, you know what I'm talking about, like cheerleader type shorts.
Cheekies?
Cheekies, sure.
I've never
Yeah.
understood why are they
I
called.
don't have any.
Why are they called boy shorts?
Because boys like them.
I don't know the answer to that question.
Thought maybe
first-
you do.
Question
But-
she doesn't have an answer to.
Robin, I do think you're right though. Like,
He doesn't get to hear that very often.
there's definitely, like, artists just want to be artists, but also you're doing art as your business. So in order to make your business successful, you have to have a business strategy, and that's going to include social media
Yeah.
right now. So that's why, I mean, it's nice when people have help with their social media or their image or whatever they don't, have the creative headspace for,
Mhm.
or just in general the headspace for. But I do think it's a really important part because unfortunately that's the machine that we've all created. So
Yeah. And it's like I have a love-hate relationship with it, because there are so many times when artists that I love will post really awesome, like, behind the scenes clips of like random shit. Like Butch Walker did it the other day, where he he put a video up and he goes, okay, I have a really, really short amount of time to do this, but someone asked me what my mic setup is for my studio, and this is it. And he just literally ran around the studio, and he just like starts talking about the mics, and he goes, I put this on this one, do this on these drums, I put this in front of the piano, and if you ever want to do this, if you're trying to mic a piano like this, and it was just like, that's like really cool, and you would never get to see that unless he happened to put it in a documentary before social media. So,
yeah, I think, you have to manage your expectations of yourself too. Like, social media is a great tool to connect. That's what it was created for. But if we put all this pressure on ourselves, like, oh my God, I didn't get enough likes and my band page isn't hopping, that's an expectation we're setting for ourselves, right? So if you feel good about how you're connecting with your fans, great. If you want to connect more, let's do more. If you want to connect in other ways, let's do it a different way.
well, it's a good thing that my expectations of myself are incredibly low.
Set them low.
Set 'em
'Cause
low.
If you fail,
Lower
no
the bar.
expectations. So what is your ultimate goal with this music journey that you're starting on? Is it multiple bands? Is it focus on 2 or 3? And what is the ultimate dream?
I think that ultimate dream is still evolving. I don't think I've been deep enough into that industry to really know exactly what I want it to look like. But my goal right now is, one, to put all of my time and energy into it, which is beginning. So that's a great step.
Especially in 3 weeks, right?
Yes. But hopefully I just want to learn from people that have been doing it longer than me. And I follow, this is what I do love about social media and podcasts specifically, is you can just hang out with people that have been doing it forever, and hear about their triumphs and failures and how they did that. So I've been really fortunate to connect with a couple of those people. And I hope to get to learn from them in a more direct way soon. But that's my goal. I just want to learn from other people and also just jump in and do the work, because that's how I'm gonna get anywhere. So
Do you plan on touring?
I would love to tour. Yeah, I love touring.
Oh, okay. So you're down to
I've never been on tour like as a band, but
sure.
I love to travel and I love music. So touring is travel and music. So
Sounds like TJ's life.
Yeah. I'll run your social media, Zach. Let's go.
You'll do it, dude?
do it.
Yeah.
Post
Go.
every day.
Oh,
Man,
I'd be burnt out with just me on my own and then yours too. Oof. Double duty.
and then I'd be like, oh, not that one, dude. My cheeks are puffy,
What's
No, I'm
wrong with
joking.
that filter? He'd throw a coffee cup at me or something.
Oh man, I think that's one of the most tedious things about Instagram, and just that whole thing is going through and like choosing the right photo. And
Photo
then-
or filter?
what?
Filter or photo?
Photo. Screw the filter.
Photo's easy. Filter's hard.
Yeah.
I use the same filter for everything, unless it's a video. I use the Ludwig filter on Instagram. That's my filter. I like it. I think everything looks
Well,
good with
there's
it.
a secret, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You
just
can't,
gave it
you
Not
can't
much
let
of a
everybody know.
secret.
You gotta have your presets.
So I make that shit easy. But finding the right photo and then not repeating photos if you can help it. I don't know.
I'll repeat a photo if it's like 2 or 3 years old.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like if it's really good. I mean,
That's like
yeah.
every artist ever right now is like, oh, what do we have in the archives?
Oh, yeah.
We're not
Dude.
doing anything.
Hey, well, that's why I'm trying to do collaborations. Last week I put out a collab with a guy out of Norway.
That was
Uh,
a great collab, by the way. For those of you watching, if you have not seen this, they play one of my favorite songs and they nail it. So
Well, thank you.
we'll
Thank you.
post it on the Rock Detention Facebook page.
Oh, bless you.
ooh.
And yeah, I think a lot of people are digging back in their phones like, what the hell can we post? Because unfortunately, and I'm not happy about this, but the algorithm's real. I mean,
Yeah.
I had substantially, this feels so stupid talking about, but like I had less followers on the Rock of Ages tour last year and was getting more hits on my stuff because I was posting 1 to 2 times a week, whereas now I'm posting like once a month, and the outreach has just
Yeah.
plummeted. Like they do punish you for not staying up with the game,
No. You know. how I
But
feel
also,
about
if you're connecting with people with nothing new to say, that's why it's there.
That's why what's there.
The algorithm. Like, I mean, not that I'm a fan of a lot of the algorithm either, but I think essentially it's saying like everyone's in the same boat right now. Like, no one has new content as an artist. No one's touring. No one's got much going on unless you're releasing a new album right now. Like, so there's nothing new there. And unfortunately, Instagram's super dang smart, and they know.
They
Thanks,
know.
Facebook.
So you know what? I'd like to pick your brain on this, and then Robin, don't forget about your famous question. Before the end.
Oh man, I've been stressed about that one. All right.
Oh.
Oh, I know.
Oh, the
I know
Desert
this.
Island, yeah.
I've been waiting for it. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Well, because I gave her. I also
Uh.
we chatted last night, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give you a head's up on this.
Oh, you can't do that.
Oh,
Yeah,
watch him change the question.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
change the question.
No.
You're stuck on it. Sorry.
But
Later.
she already said it. She goes, oh, I didn't think about that. So
Okay, good.
we're
That's
gonna
good.
have
Wonderful.
the.
Okay, so I've had this conversation multiple times with Robin over the last couple of months because he's been working on his EP and I too have been working on my solo career.
I want to do it.
What
I
are
want
your-
to do a show together before you leave Austin. Just saying.
There you go. Yes, sir. So, yeah, I lost my train of thought. What are your thoughts on content right now? Do you think right now is a good time to be releasing music, or do you think people are burnt out on content because there's been so much content the last 9 months? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's always a good time to be creating content. I mean, you're a creator, so create.
Creating, yes, but
Mhm.
releasing, that's my in particular question.
Why you're creating if you don't want to release it?
Well, for the future.
Nah, the time is now. No, I firmly believe I firmly believe you are a creator. So, I mean, I tell Ryan this all the time. Like, you're a singer, sing.
Absolutely.
because I just think it's important. Like, oh, what do I do? I can't work. I can't tour. I can't, do rock. And it's like, well, play your guitar and release it. Sing a song and put it out there.
Sure.
Like that's what you do. So you got to keep doing it. Otherwise, nothing's gonna happen. Like if you don't show up for work, you don't get any work done, and you don't move forward on your project.
No, you're right.
Well, then speaking of Ryan, I would like to see more singing videos. So if he could do some singing videos and post them, that'd be great. Thank you.
I tell him all the time. Everyone listening, just at Ryan and just tell him to do some singing videos.
Yeah.
No.
At Ryan Hayes
if you're
Official.
on Instagram, that's at Ryan Hayes Official. So
he's gonna kill
him.
me.
Oh, and what is your at?
My at Meghan Perea.
Spelled right there below her on the screen.
ANPEREA.
Yeah, don't forget that H.
Meghan.
That's right.
Are you Latina?
I am.
So is it Perea?
Probably in.
Roll that R, baby.
Oh my gosh, I can't roll my R's. Everyone makes fun of me for it because I should be able to.
Hey, 4 years of Spanish, so.
I don't know.
I took Spanish in 5th grade, and my teacher was like, when you get to high school, pick another language.
That bad?
I was terrible at it.
I just don't understand the people who it's like, como te llama. They're llamas, like, was that?
No, I'm not that bad.
Okay.
It was the syntax and grammar that really got me. So when I got to high school, I picked sign language as my foreign language because I always said, I'm gonna go deaf before I go Spanish, deaf before I go French. Never mind. It's a really bad joke that I made in high school.
You're doing great.
We told you you had some more bad jokes for us.
Hey, I'll always have bad jokes.
It wasn't good back then.
No, it wasn't good back then. It's not good now. I will admit that.
It did not age well.
What language did you do, TJ?
Spanish. I did I think technically 4 years too. I did 2 in college and 2 in high school. I wasn't too bad, but it's easier. It makes more sense than English, honestly. I know I speak English, but just it's when we'll have multiple words for the same meaning. Can you imagine coming here and learning even I'm I don't know.
Well, because English is a the best way to put it is it's a mixture of a bunch of different languages, basically. So while English is now on its own, because it's been around long enough to do that, but it's just kind of like a bastardization of a bunch of different languages. So.
I just think about animals too, like mouse, mice, goose, geese. And is a moose meese? I don't think a moose is meese, is it? No.
It's mooses.
Oh my goodness. All
Touché.
right.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
TJ,
I got a question.
Thank you.
Megan, are you and Ryan are climbing the top of every state, correct?
Yes, we are.
How many have you knocked out?
Well, one.
Off to a great
That's
start.
more than I've got done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is our big plan for this year. His family has some health issues right now that we are staying home with them for right now. But we plan to conquer a lot of them. And so we're doing the 50 high points. It's the highest point or peak in each state. And some of them are super challenging and some of them are very easy, like Florida. But it's kind of a side project.
I will be at the Austin, Las Vegas, and Nashville one, just so you know.
All right.
I'll be at the Austin one.
Let's go.
I'm in wherever.
The Austin one. Where is the tallest point in Texas? Can't remember that. I used to know that, and I can't remember it.
I don't know right off the top of my head.
Is it Mount Bunnell?
No.
It doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, well.
There's a lot of them.
That's it. Wait, there was something you sent me a video on a while back of your. It was a really long hike that it took like a couple of weeks to do. You remember what I'm talking about?
A couple of weeks.
maybe a couple of days. It was
Yeah,
something you were
so
training for.
I'm doing this awesome endurance challenge, is what it's called. It's
When does that start?
It's on my 30th birthday, actually, in August.
Wow.
So that'll be really fun. It's called Everesting, and you climb up and down. Well, you climb up a mountain 13 times. You have 36 hours to do it. Once you do it, you climb the equivalent of feet elevation gained as Everest. So it's 29029. And so each climb is 2.3 miles, and you gain 2,300 feet in elevation.
That sounds.
I'm
incredibly
tired just
easy.
thinking about that.
I can't even comprehend what you just said. Where do you sleep? Do you sleep on the side of the mountain?
No, they have like a base camp. So there's these I don't know if you guys don't follow like mountaineering people, but there's this guy named Jesse Itchler. He's an entrepreneur. He also used to do music a long time ago. He's a writer. And then Colin O'Brady. And he is like this crazy endurance guy. He was the first one to walk across Antarctica solo. And he climbed the 50 highest points in the US in 24 days. And
all 50 of them in 24 days?
All 50 of them, yeah.
And you've done one in how many days?
I think it's 24 days.
Technically,
one
in one day.
2 hours.
One in one day.
So yeah, they're just like, their minds are all about doing like the impossible, like making shit happen right now. So they started this endurance challenge, and it's actually been really cool because I've met some amazing people through that community, and a lot of them are really involved in music. So yeah, just people making their dreams come true.
That's awesome. And staying healthy while at it.
And staying healthy, yes.
Which I had another conversation. I talked to Pete Merluzzi for a while today, guys. He was for those of you who don't know who that is.
Yeah, we were saying he should just talk for us on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Just overdub all of our voices.
Yep.
I'm Zach. I'm Robin.
It's all the same voice.
Yeah.
I'm Megan.
That'd be awesome. But no, we were talking about how important it is on the road to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that is the most important thing, in my opinion, is eating right, exercise, and getting good sleep. That is the key, especially when you're on like long-term tours. And so it's really refreshing to hear you say that you're meeting a lot of musicians out there doing this kind of stuff. Because it's obviously keeping everybody in shape.
Yeah, I love it. And it's just like-minded people, like willing to just grind for really slow results. So I think it's all kind of the same type of crazy. So
right on. Well, Megan, was there anything else that you wanted that we didn't touch on, or that you wanted to say or close out with?
Any suggestions to those that are in a relationship with an artist?
Everyone's girlfriends are watching.
Yeah, everyone's girlfriends are watching. So
yeah, my advice, be incredibly patient, and gosh, that's a really good question. I feel like I got something great for you. Hold on.
Let me Google this.
Let me Google it real fast. Yeah. Be incredibly patient, and also it is so important to know how important you are and not get sidetracked with overwhelming support, because I feel like it's a career path, or whatever you want to call it. It's a career path that can overwhelm a lot of the energy in a relationship. Everything feels like the most important phone call. Everything feels like it could be the big break, the most important deal, the most important tour. And you want to be that support, but sometimes like don't forget to take care of yourself, and don't forget that you're allowed to have needs, and your career is important too. And I think it's really easy to get lost, especially if you're a supporter by nature. So
I like that.
And
also to make sure that the thermostat in the hotel is very cold, right?
Always 600.
Yeah, and just turn it off when they go to sleep. Yeah.
I'm telling you, the first thing I do when I get to a hotel room,
go all the way down.
69. What up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and just what's that?
And don't plug into the lamp, right, Zach?
Yes, TJ taught me that. Hey guys, nerd detention. Did you know if you plug in, you know how a little lamp on the side at a hotel has a little spigot for your iPhone? Okay. Well, guess what? That doesn't put out adequate voltage. You need to plug it straight into the wall.
Yep.
Thank you, TJ.
Oh, all right.
You'll wake up with a 30% battery on your phone going, what the hell?
Huh.
If you're lucky, maybe 30%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What?
Desert
Words
Island
of wisdom
question.
with Megan and TJ.
I didn't ask this earlier, and someone in the comments just mentioned it. What about Robin's crazy question? I'm like, okay, it's not that crazy of a question. I've just asked it for three
Make it crazy,
shows
bro.
Oh, no.
Curveball.
in a row.
Make it
Curveball.
crazy.
Well, no, it's just. I always like knowing, like, what are your 5 desert albums? And you can't like a greatest hits compilation.
Can
you
we ask
can't
that question
do-
again with a little enthusiasm? That was like,
It was a little mumbled.
where's your like 5 greatest albums?
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
When did you know you wanted to be in the music industry?
What are your 5 greatest albums? No, what are you? So like, if you're gonna be stuck on a desert island, and what are your 5 albums that are not?
No islands in a desert.
No, but there's deserts on an island. So,
Do you know Antarctica's the biggest desert?
mhm.
Okay. Well,
Did you know that ice is technically a rock?
I learned that the other day.
I also learned that the other day.
You know Antarctica's flat?
do you know that ice is a solid and not a gas?
Did you know that penguins don't live in Antarctica? I mean, polar bears. Polar bears don't live in Antarctica. Sorry.
Did you
Penguins
know,
and polar bears don't live in the same area.
Nature detention now.
do you know the or let me rephrase this. Can you tell the difference between a male penguin and a female penguin by just looking at them?
Yes? Question mark?
No, well, I can't. But I learned
no.
that most penguins can't either. So, yeah.
Okay, and we made it back to the island. So,
That was horrible.
No, I'm
Robin.
serious. It's a serious thing.
I-
That's
I'll
why
be
I
honest,
asked.
the penguins that made it to Africa are the smartest ones. Like, they're warm weather, and they're like, don't need no cold. It's great.
penguins are so cute.
And I gotta tell
Um,
you all my favorite pickup line after she answers.
Okay. Okay, my 5 albums. I'm stuck there forever. Like, this is the only music I can ever listen to ever again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
apparently-
Chipotle on the island, but yeah.
Yeah. And a Whole Foods.
And
Well, other than that.
Okay. And I'm alone.
You have Skype.
You can't share other people's music though. Just your 5 albums.
All right. Okay. So, I mean, this is like it can't even be like your 5 favorite because it's got to be 5 to get you through. You know, you got to have every mood.
See? She's really thinking about this.
This
That's
is
why I
what
asked this
Zach. You
question.
put Zach and I on the spot. And it's like, that's why I threw a Nickelback album in there, of all things.
Okay. So I think this is a question too, where like you know what you should say, right? But it's not necessarily how you feel. All right. I think my like classic album that I would take is Prince,
Ooh.
Purple Rain,
I like
for a
it.
couple reasons. One, I tie it to really happy memories of my childhood. And 2, it's freaking great. Linkin Park,
Which album?
Oh.
Meteora,
Oh, yes.
100%.
So good.
Yeah. Gotta be. Oh, and then I gotta have a country one, which my current obsession is the Morgan Wallen's latest album, double album, Dangerous.
The 30-song album.
But okay, usually artists release a double album and you're like, that's too many songs. You listen to this album and you're like, no,
want more?
literally every song on this album is amazing.
Mhm.
I haven't listened to it, but I've heard nothing but amazing things.
It is.
I
So
like
good.
Morgan Wallen. I like him a lot.
He's so talented. It's just not even fair. You're like,
Well, he's bringing the mullet back, and for that, I salute you.
yeah, he can do whatever he wants. He can bring it all back. Gosh, what else? Righteous Vendetta.
That's
Ah,
4.
shout out.
Shout out. Curse, because there's not a new one. Hello.
That's 4.
Go write an
Um,
album.
No, I seriously do really love that album. It's great. Coldplay.
Oh.
I had a dream.
Okay. You really covered the
Okay,
gamut there. I like it.
You just made me think of an album that I forgot to put on mine, so I don't know which one I'm taking off, but how could I freaking forget the soundtrack to Rockstar?
I thought
The
you couldn't do
greatest
soundtrack.
soundtrack of all time.
No.
What's
You
that?
can't do compilations.
It's not a
Oh.
compilation.
No,
It's all
no,
songs that
I'm
were
not saying
written
that-
for the show.
No, I'm not saying that yours is. I'm saying what I was.
Oh.
She goes, I
You're
thought you couldn't do
right.
soundtracks, and I said no. You can't do I won't do like greatest hits like those kind of compilations. And the reason I do that is because 9 times out of 10, the greatest hits are put together by the record company. So it's not the artist actually putting together a creative thing. It's the record company just trying to capitalize more off the artist. And then I had another one that I always say, and I'll have to go back and watch an older episode because there's 2 that I always throw up. You can't do this and this. So.
I don't know. Oh, I might do a Taylor Swift album too.
And I think I can't remember what I said, but Purple Rain, how did I not throw that in there? Or maybe I
Yeah.
did. I don't remember.
So
You definitely mentioned Prince because you were saying because I live where I live, I have to say Prince. So I know
you
put
mentioned
him on.
Prince.
'Cause that's a great album, and I can't not have Purple Rain at least monthly.
I
It's
just
so good.
love that when he played the Super Bowl,
It rained.
so when he got there, they had someone asked him and said, "Hey, is there anything that you need, before the show tonight or for the show tonight?" And Prince said, "Yeah, can you make it rain?" And then he gets up
Wow.
there and it actually starts raining right when he starts Purple Rain.
That's awesome.
Oh, I love that.
So fun little. At least this is what the story that I've heard, because now I've been proven wrong now several times on this show. But this is the story that I heard about Purple Rain.
1985, baby.
But apparently, the recording that you hear on that album, on the Purple Rain album, the title cut is live, and it was like the 3rd time they'd ever played it.
Really?
Yeah, and it's something crazy. It's like the 2nd or 3rd time they'd ever played through the whole thing, and I believe that the original recording is actually longer. So not only is the track that you're listening to live, they're so in time together as a band that they were able to actually, splice it and shorten the song a little bit.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
And
Such a good
analog,
album.
so they had to they literally
Cut the tape.
cut the 2-inch tape. So, man, I
Wow.
watched a video of someone doing that, going through and cutting tape and pasting it together.
Watch the Bee Gees documentary.
Dude,
they do a full segment on that.
That shit
It's wild.
scares me. If you fuck that up, you just fucked everything.
True story, boys. I did a little of that back in my day.
Really?
Yep. Because
That's
my
what-
teacher was like, if you don't learn analog, forget digital. You got to learn, the roots before you can learn the new stuff. I was like, okay.
I like your teacher.
I did a semester at a audio program school, whatever. It was fun for a little bit, but it wasn't my jam.
Hey,
Now here I am.
good teacher.
Yeah, that was
So-
fun.
Well, cool.
Mr. Sterling. Shout out, bro. Thanks for teaching me splicing for a semester.
Right on. Cool. Well, so anything else you wanted to add in, Miss?
Man, I don't think so. Thank you so much for having me, guys. I appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, this was
Awesome
fun.
to hang out with you.
Yeah.
I had joked around with y'all a long time ago, and I meant it when I said it. We at that game night. I'd love to get both of y'all on here, you and Ryan. So if y'all ever want to come back on, you're always welcome.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be awesome.
that'll be fun.
And I still want to have a game night. Thank you.
Yeah, we need to have a game night.
Dude, what's that game we used to play? Quiplash?
Yeah, Quiplash.
Quiplash. That's
Yeah,
it.
it was Quiplash.
Anyway.
and then what is the other one? Is it Murder Floor or Killing Floor?
didn't
Floor.
like- I don't like that one.
Oh, I thought that one was so much fun. 'Cause
Quiplash
I like
is my-
trivia questions
Nope.
though.
No trivia here, dude. Quiplash. I like making people laugh. That's right.
But yeah,
Anyway.
it's all part of Jackbox games. So
Jackbox.tv. Anyway, all right. For everyone who tuned in, thank you. It is always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. Please go subscribe on our YouTube page so that you never miss a Rock Detention episode. God bless you. Have an amazing week. Mr. TJ.
Heyo. Thank you, Megan, again. This was fun. Thank you all for watching, tuning in. First timers, old timers, whatever. We love you all. Over to you, Robin.
This was always fun. I always enjoy having, in-depth, deep conversation with someone who actually really, really cares about the artists that they're with, the music industry, all that stuff. It's always fun to get other people's viewpoints on all of this. So, yeah, this was fun. So, yes,
Thank you
for
for
those of you
carrying
wondering in the corner.
Oh, we were so
close. Yes, that is a fully automatic Nerf gun in the corner.
For none of you wondering.
For everyone wondering. Everyone wonders.
Thank you, guys. We do appreciate y'all being here.
This was a lot of fun, and yeah, I guess class dismissed.
Is this thing still
Nope,
rolling?
keep going.
Is it still rolling?
Fine, I'll just end it.